Hello, chat. I am your shoutcaster today. I am Robin. Here we have a semi-accurate roster. Um, Ryan is no longer on the team. Just work schedule did not work out, so that's out of date. Instead, we have Madison as our other support. Um, Today, Richard, Jaden, Bryce are all out. So instead, we have Leo Smith, Chloe, and Michael filling in. The queue time for the HSEL is still going. There's 3 minutes left, so you're stuck with me talking for a bit. I can also do some plugs during that time, such as our merch. You guys should get our merch. You support the team. It's nice. There's some great designs. Get our merch. We do not know who we are playing yet because that gets decided randomly. It's just a random team generated that's also a part of HSEL. For right now, let's look at the schedules. So we have the Overwatch WISA team, aka the varsity team. Their games, our games. I'm a part of the WISA team. I'm Overwatch captain. You can catch our games at 6 p.m. on Mondays here on this channel. Our next game is against the Dream Chasers. I don't know what school that is, but I believe that's their team name. Then we have the Rocket League schedule, Varsity Rocket League. Their games are streamed every Tuesday at 4 p.m. Their next match is against Kettle Moraine. Then we have Fortnite. Fortnite games are streamed every Wednesday at 4:15. Their next game is the 8th. It's random pools of schools thrown together. So no single team. Then Rocket League JV. They're streamed every Thursday at 4 p.m. and they just had their game today against... Gosh, I forgot how to pronounce that name. Depier? And their next game is against Kimberly. And then, of course, HSEL. It is streamed Thursdays. It is varying start times, but the team has decided on the 6 p.m. start time. So expect the streams every Thursday at 6. And the queue is almost over, so in about roughly 10 seconds I'll be able to tell you who we're playing against. In the meantime, I'll talk about the first map. So, the map choices, this is set up for WISA. HSEL has other select map pools of control maps. I can check that real quick. It'll just take me a second. I don't know where it is. Hold on. Oh, so Nepal, Lijiang Tower, Oasis, and Busan. So it's just adding... What? Busan's already there, Nepal, Oasis. It's just adding Oasis to the map pools. For control, the game mode itself is both teams attempt to capture the same objective point, similar to King of the Hill. They must reach 100% to win, but they constantly swap control and push each other into overtime. Oh my gosh, I keep stumbling over my words. Apologies for that. So we have been put into a team. The home team is the other team. I have no clue how to spell their name or say their name. Atas Kokita? That's as best as that's gonna get. Currently getting put to a group because the other team will be making a lobby. So yeah. Just a little longer and things will be started. And okay, sorry. I have to make sure I get put as spectator instead of our player. But Chloe's taking care of that. Okay. So I got swapped around. I will switch over to the in-game. Okay. So the game should start soon. Oasis is the starting map of this week. It is best of 5. So whoever wins 3 first get to win. Sorry, my brain stopped functioning halfway through that sentence. When can you see Brig gameplay? I don't know. I do not think any of the current supports play Brig, but Phantom Shark, if we can catch your Brig gameplay on Mondays at 6 p.m. during the WISA Overwatch games. I think they're still setting up. I'm going to put the merch thing. Let me grab the link real quick so that I can put it in chat. No, okay, never mind. That's not working. Okay, I don't have my phone currently on me, so I can't do it quickly, and it's an issue. Ignore that. You're just gonna have to type that out. Okay. Case is ready. Oh, it looks like they're getting into the game.
Welcome to Oasis.
Let me switch to the in-game. Okay. If the volume needs to ever be adjusted, please tell me. Don't think I have much to say right now.
Come on, Snowball. They need our help.
Okay, looks like Case is playing Orisa, May, Sojourn, Moira, and Mercy. So maybe more of like a poke slash brawl.
It's not going to save itself.
Turn my mic up 5%. Okay. Whoops.
Round 1. Capture the objective. Mission underway. Work together.
Looks like Case is going straight for point, while the other team is playing the high ground. Ego was able to get a pick on LW Smith. What is a poke slash brawl comp? Poke is like getting little bits of damage in at a time, while brawl is like you're more of like stationed down and like you're not diving in. Like there's dive comps versus like you kind of just run at them. Try to be aggressive and push them out of the space. So Case was pushed off of the point while the other team is still on the high ground, and they have gotten 24%, 25% capture of the point. It keeps going up. It's currently contested. Case is technically, I think it's more of a brawl comp right now, but like it's a mix of both, I'd say. Okay, Case lost their tank, who's now switched to Diva, and Milk switched to Reaper. Looks like they are going for probably a dive comp here then. Just a little bit more. So that they can dive on these targets, get them out of the space, hopefully get rid of those supports. Kiriko ulted, which gives the enemy team a boost. Case did get cleaned up there. Looks like Case is having a hard time getting onto point. I think they're probably going to have to try different ways of pathing. Maybe going underneath or like fully to the left side. There's an ult from Genji, which ultimately takes out our Reaper. The tank is currently alone. Trying to buy some overtime for Case. Diva could only stall for so long, but Case was not able to get on the point. So round 1 of map 1 goes to, I think they shortened their thing to AHS.
Stick together. Let me take the hits.
By the stats, it looks like probably Ego is Case's biggest enemy right now. They're pumping out a lot of damage, but as well as Plump, honestly.
4, 3, 2, 1. Round 2. Capture the objective.
Tolerate any more missteps.
Case is going full dive now. Hopefully they will be able to dive on those problem targets and take them out. LW Smith was taken out by Ego. Milk is trying to get a pick on their Sojourn, but it has to pull out. Case's Diva has been demeched and killed.
Translocator set. Mucho mejor.
Come here. I'm getting the objective. Not so fast.
Milk has snuck around on point, trying to get some capture for Case. Dire Raven was taken out by Ego. Diva is on point. She got demeched. Milk was taken out by Ego. Case's Mercy is down. This might be a lost fight for Case. It's probably best to try to pull out if possible.
That's the stuff.
The enemy team is at 70%, meaning Case probably has 1 to 2 pushes left. I think they're just trying to get little bits of damage that they can in. Possibly looking for a peek. Or a pick, my bad. The only person alive left on Case is their tank, who got demeched and killed. None of them will be able to spawn in time, meaning map 1 goes to the enemy team.
Play of the game.
I'm not surprised that the play of the game was Ego. They were doing really well.
I warned you.
This was a huge ult.
Cybernetics regulated.
Okay, the next game mode is hybrid. The hybrid maps are for the pool of HSEL, not the ones on screen, are Hollywood, Eichenwald, Kings Row. So replace Midtown with Hollywood. And the game mode hybrid is when attackers attempt to capture the point first and escort a payload to the end of the map. So halfway through, it's like control for the first half, and then they gain a payload / cart that they push to the end of the map. Defenders try to stop the attackers from capturing the point and or stopping the payload movement. Players swap sides after the round, and whoever gets the furthest wins. I think Case is still currently picking a map, because there's nothing written in chat by them yet. Map choice does go to the losers, and attacker and defender gets chosen by the winners. Go back to the end game. Case chooses Kings Row. Kings Row is a fan favorite, and I think it's a lot of players' best maps. So it's both a good thing for Case and a bad thing, because not only will Case be better on this map, but also AHS will probably be pretty good on this map too.
Now entering King's Row.
The teams are currently setting up. I wish that HSEL rules would allow streamers to spectate both teams, but sadly, we can only spectate our team. So, for the tank on Case, it's Orisa. The 2 DPS are Mei and Junkrat, and then the supports are Baptiste and Ana. I would say this is more of a poke comp. So, they're just hoping to get a little bit damage in until they can get a secured kill. And then once they get that secured kill, start to move in, or maybe look for a second kill.
Capture objective A.
The enemy team has a Doomfist and a Widowmaker. Doomfist for tank and Widowmaker for one of the DPS. As well as I believe they have a Symmetra. Yes, and then their supports are Brig and Kiriko. The enemy team's tank was able to get a pick on Milk. Ace's tank is trying to fight this Kiriko. But the Kiriko's got movement and was able to get out using her TP. Ego was able to take out LW Smith, meaning Case is down a player in comparison to the enemy team. A up Chloe is trying to look for a pick on Ego, but was sadly taken out by Ego instead. Once again, the Doomfist was able to take out Case's Junkrat, and Ego got a pick on Case's support Baptiste. Looks like Case is having a hard time trying to get out of this choke and even spawn now. I think their best option is to do a different pathing or maybe even play like a dive comp so they can just go over the wall instead of going through that little roadway. Or they could even go up through hotel. Right now it's kind of just a standstill. No ults are being used. There goes a ult from the enemy team's Doomfist. But he did not get anyone with it. Yet the Baptiste was killed before the ult went out. Junkrat was taken out, and so was Orisa. Milk's ult was taken out by Ego, meaning sadly they could not secure any kills off of that. Milk was able to kill the enemy team's Brig though. There is now a ult coming out from Case's Orisa, which took out the enemy team's Symmetra. Orisa also was able to get a kill on Ego. I think all that's left on point now is the Kiriko. But her team is probably coming soon. Yeah, there's the Brig following. Brig used Rally to keep herself up and to get a little extra boost. Her team was able to come back, which led to them taking out everyone from Case.
10 seconds remaining.
Case has 7 seconds to get on point. I don't know if any of them will be able to reach it in time to stall. Even if they do, I think they'll be killed really quickly. Yeah.
Score.
Now all that the other team has to do is just get like 1/3 of the first point captured to beat Case. It's a really awkward, like, stall time. The fact I can't zoom around the map or, like, check what people are playing. Ace is playing Sigma for tank, Hanzo and Torb for DPS, and then Baptiste and Anna for supports.
It's not pleasant, but you'll see it was worth it in the end.
Hanzo is going to use his... I don't know what that's called.
Nothing ventured.
Something location arrow. To get a little bit of insight on what the enemy team is playing. Looks like they have a Widowmaker, a Kiriko maybe, or Ashe, and then a Mercy. Couldn't quite tell who that was. Ego was able to take out one of Case's supports, which will probably ultimately lead to Case losing this fight. Because supports are what keep up the team. Yeah, looks like this map also goes to a HS.
Play of the game.
Symmetra got the play of the game.
A constructive use of space.
Oh, they sent it back. Okay. The next game mode is Escort. In Escort, the attackers attempt to move a payload to different points throughout the map. Defenders try to stop the attackers from moving the payload to the points. Players swap sides, and whoever moves the payload the farthest wins. So it's essentially Escort, but instead of like the half that was control, it's just full pushing the payload. That's why hybrid is called hybrid, because it's a hybrid of both control and Escort. For HSEL, the map choices for Escort are Watchpoint, Gibraltar, Dorado, and Circuit Royale. So the only one that matches up with Wisa's is the Circuit Royale, which is a new map added to Overwatch 2. I'm replying to a message real quick. Just give me a second. Okay. That is not what I meant to click, my bad. Not that either. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm clicking all the wrong things. Okay. So, looks like Case chose Circuit Royale. Which I'd say is honestly a pretty good map for Case for both teams. Last week, HSEL Overwatch team did have a pretty good comeback on this map. So, hoping that happens again. I will be right back as this starts.
Together they'll strike them down.
All the honor in the world can't save me from a well-deserved bullet.
How do you think your fancy jumpsuit?
Okay, I am back. Sorry about that. So Case is playing with Reinhardt as the tank, Reaper and Widowmaker as the DPS, and then Moira and Mercy as the supports. Is the stream lagging at all? It like looked like it was lagging for a split second.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attack. Escort the
Ego did take out LW Smith, but yeah, was able to res LW Smith. Ego also took out Milk and Dire Raven, meaning Case is down, what, 2-3 players? Ego does keep getting a lot of picks off of Case, and it looks like they are going through this left side to hopefully try to avoid the Widow's view, but the Widow did rotate to a point that they could see. The enemy team Sombra did try to get a hack onto Case's Reinhardt. I think Case is kind of stuck at a standstill here, which is unfortunately making them take a lot of excess damage. I think they may have to play a dive comp and dive onto that Widow, try to get her out of their space, maybe get a kill on her so that she's no longer an issue in the fight. It's like Milk is trying to either go for the Sombra or even the Widowmaker, which got a pick on the Widowmaker using Tracer's ult. I think now they just need to take down the supports, but looks like they don't have enough players up to do so. Ego is back now, meaning Case will have to deal with that Widow again. Case has a minute and 25 seconds left to get this payload to the the first point, which will then grant them a little bit more time. But they are having a pretty rough time trying to get through this team, so sadly enough, I don't really know if that will happen. But let's stay positive and hope they have a comeback.
60 seconds remaining.
Ult just came out from 3 of the enemy team's team. They used both the Widowmaker ult, the Junker Queen ult, and Transcendence from Zenyatta. The Torbjorn was able to get 2 kills, 3 kills via turret
30 seconds.
onto the enemy team. But I don't know if it'll be enough, and I don't know if they can get there quick enough. The enemy team may come back before they really get much distance. Case now has 10 seconds left, and they are starting to push the payload. So as long as they are still on the payload, once that time runs out, it will go into overtime. But as soon as they walk away, the game will end, and overtime will run out. Looks like the enemy team cleaned up Case. Tracer tried to go for a touch. It was able to buy them a little bit more overtime, but it was not enough.
Guess you can learn even at this age.
Score 0-0. Switching sides.
Now all that the enemy team has to do is push the payload 28, more like 29 meters. All they have to do is get a little bit further of a push than Case, and the game will be theirs. I do think if Case focuses this Widowmaker a little more, then they may be able to have a comeback. Case is playing Doomfist for the tank, and then for DPS, Hanzo and Torb, and supports are Baptiste and Mercy.
You know, anger management classes might help you with that temper.
Doctors.
I think they're kind of just trying to look for the kills as they can, rather than like purposely seeking out a fight with this comp. Except the Doomfist is more of like a dive tank, meaning that they like would be jumping into a fight. But I don't know, maybe it's gonna be more of a defensive and like dispersing Doomfist rather than a diving one. Ego did take out Milk's turret and also Milk themselves. So Case's Torb is down. And that's point. Case is not able to hold the payload back that much of how they pushed. So that is game. Case sadly loses, and AHS wins. But I mean, we still have many weeks to come. So hopefully we'll be doing better. That scared me. I forgot that noise happens when a match is complete. Okay, well, that is the game. So now it is plug time. So, as always, we have our merch. That link that is showing up on screen is the link to lead there. Sadly, I can't paste that link into chat right now, but that is the link. If you have the money to do so, please buy our merch. We have a lot of nice designs. And then our schedules. Overwatch Wisa team, also known as the varsity team. That is my team. That's where I'm from. I'm the captain of that team. Next week we play the Dream Chasers Monday at 6 p.m. streamed here. Then Rocket League Varsity, which is streamed Tuesdays at 4 p.m. We'll play against Kettle Moraine next week. Fortnite, they're streamed Wednesdays at 4:15, and it's pools of different schools, so it's not one singular school. And then the Rocket League JV team will be playing Kimberly next week, Thursday at 4 p.m. streamed here. And then, of course, HSEL, this team that you just watched, they are streamed Thursdays. There's varying start times, but the team has selected the 6 p.m. start time, so expect the streams to be on at 6. And that's every Thursday. So that is all. I hope all of you have a lovely night, and I hope you enjoyed the stream. Sorry if I rambled a lot or messed up. It's been a while since I've shoutcasted. But yeah, that is all. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in our other streams or see you here once again next week for HSEL Week 1.